today, but coaches are meeting. Got to watch the tape from yesterday, and then we'll bring the players in tomorrow for a lift and a run, and really get ready for this week. We'll treat this week as a regular season schedule. We'll give the guys a normal game plan as you would getting ready for the game on Saturday. We'll treat each day like we would. Now we will do more competitive periods than we would say in the regular season. So we'll do plenty of Browns versus Browns in practice, as well as introducing carded periods where we'll be simulating the Rams offense and defense. So big week for the football team. Was pleased with how the guys handled last week, both the practices, the game itself yesterday. And like I told you guys, there's so much to learn from in that game. And that's the part for us as coaches, that we have to point out things that we have to get cleaned up, even if you weren't in there on that rep. And I think that's a big part of learning is seeing and doing, and then correcting mistakes. But pleased with the effort, and then looking forward to this week. With that, I'll take any questions.
All right, first question will go to Daniel.
Hey, Kevin, how you doing? You said that you wanted to get through yesterday. You said we'd have a little chat. What do you plan to do at quarterback for the dress rehearsal game, and what is the timeline for naming a week one starter?
Yeah, I want to get through the next couple days, but certainly that's something that we're going to do here sooner than later.
So when you say sooner than later, do you think we should expect something by the end of this week? Do you think
Yeah,
it will be after?
I need to get the football team in here, talk to the players, those type of things. So we're working towards obviously week one. That's part of what this week is about, getting our football team ready. So we'll make all those type of determinations in the next couple of days.
And then similarly, just roping in quarterbacks. Do you have any health update on Kenny and Shador? Do you expect them to increase their level of participation in practice this week?
I hope so. We really have to take those day by day. So I don't know where that ends up towards the end of the week, but I'm hopeful.
Got it. Thank you.
All right, next we go to Scott.
Hey, Kevin. How did Dylan's hamstring hold up after playing a half yesterday?
Yeah, good. I don't think he's 100%, but I don't know that anybody's 100% even at this point. So, but I think he came out okay.
And then when you went back and watched that, did you notice anything else about his performance that stood out to you?
No, I think the guys did a nice job of playing on time. I think I mentioned to you guys yesterday the third down conversions early were good. And the good part was versus multiple coverages. So I thought the guys were where they were supposed to be on a given play. Protection was good, and we're able to find completions. But those third down conversions were huge.
Thanks.
All right, next we'll go to Jeff.
Hey, Kevin, we saw DK Henry make that interception and return for a touchdown. What have you seen from him this camp?
Well, he's a late arrival for us, coming from Philly, so that was pretty cool for him to have that moment in the football game. But really a good scheme fit, plays really hard, great length. And I've mentioned you guys before. I think that's a really, really strong group. But those guys just play so hard, and that's really a lot of what our defense is built on.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Joe.
Hey, Kevin, just seeing if there's any update on Quinshawn or Bond, whether you expect to see him in camp this week or.
Yeah, I do not have an update for you guys right this minute. I don't.
And just, any player that you would bring in this week, would it be an dress rehearsal week and 3-4 weeks into camp? Just how much of a learning curve would that be to kind of get up and running?
Yeah, I think that's kind of what we do, Joe. It happens during the season, can happen in training camp, where you have to get players up to speed quickly. That happens. Sometimes you get a guy on a Wednesday and they have to play on a Sunday. So that's part of our job as coaches is to get them ready to roll.
Okay, thanks.
All right, next we go to Cam.
Kevin, I know that you've talked about the importance of guys like Cedric Tillman and Jamari Thrash this season, how big they're going to be for that room. Jamari had a really big game. So looking at what he was able to do in that second preseason game, what did you like about it? And how do you see that maybe carrying into the regular season as you look to get the most out of him?
Yeah, I think Jamari's a very dependable player. Gets open, catches a football. The most important parts of the job he does. The quarterbacks have a lot of trust in him. And it was good to see him make those plays and make a couple, extra yards out there. He's done that in the first couple games as well.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Ashley.
Hey, Kevin, I know you said yesterday when you got asked about Dewan playing that it was an individual decision for every player when you were deciding who to sit, who to play. But specifically, why did you want to see him play some snaps and said play some snaps then yesterday?
Yeah, like you said, Ashley, try to be intentional about the specific players. Said missed a lot of time at the end of last season, so felt like he should get some work out there. Dewan, obviously, playing left tackle, has not had as much work as playing right tackle, so felt like he should get some work, and we'll continue to get work throughout throughout practice and the games. As you know, you're also getting a ton of work in those joint practices, so all of it is valuable, and all of it is in with the goal in mind of getting those guys ready September 7th.
And then, like, along those lines, then why sit Mason, Carson, Dylan, Harold, like just being rookies? What was the rationale with them? Was it just the work in joint practices?
Well, yeah, those guys played in the first game, so playing in the first game, the practice versus Carolina, the practices in Philly, felt like they got a lot of good work, a lot of plays. We were intentional about how many plays they got in Philly, knowing that would be the plan. But those are all guys that you'll see out there this week.
Thanks.
All right, next we'll go to Tony.
Okay, you hear me?
Gotcha.
Okay. Kevin, when you talk to the team today and tell them who your opening day starter is at quarterback, will you also set the pecking order following, meaning quarterback 2, 3, and 4, or will there be a competition right through Cincinnati week?
Yeah, well, I'll talk to we'll have the team in tomorrow, so I'll be able to talk through a bunch of different things with our players. But in terms of where people are, first string, second string, those type of things, not really thinking about that right this minute, Tony. That's more stuff that we'll get ready for week 1.
Okay, and even playing the regulars in this third game is different from last year and previous years that you've done. Why did you decide to play regulars in game 3?
I believe we played regulars last year in game 3, Tony.
So your quarterback didn't play
Last year?
Yeah, Watson.
Yeah. What year is this?
I know.
Yeah, I think typically, Tony, have had we've usually had the joint practice week 2. So we've played our guys sometimes a little bit in week 1, and then a good bit in week 3, with week 2 being the joint practices. Obviously, the difference this year would be that joint practice in week 1. And then this year, just feel like that's what this team needs to get ready. Try to every single year make decisions based on what the guys need. So that's what we'll do.
Okay.
All right, next we'll go to Mary Kay.
Yeah, Kevin, is everyone still in play to a certain extent for the week 1 start, or is that not realistic anymore to think that all 4 quarterbacks could have any kind of a shot to start week 1?
Honestly, Mary Kay, just so focused on our guys' development and practice and doing what they're supposed to do when they get in these games. Obviously, we will name a starter. It's going to come this week. We still anticipate all of our players, whether you're a starter or not, to prepare like you're the starter. And knowing all of our players in that room, that's exactly what they'll do.
And how do you feel like they all did? I know that the competition was interrupted by injuries to the 3 of those guys, but just how do you think it kind of went?
Well, and we've talked about this. We take this all the way back to April with our player development. and getting these guys up to speed. And I've been really, really pleased with that group and how hard they've worked, how they've pushed each other. And I think they're all getting better. I think you see all moments in practice. You see moments in games where these guys are getting better. Obviously, like you mentioned, injuries are the worst part of this game. And it, it keeps a guy out of a practice or a game. That's not ideal, but I go all the way back to April with the work that these guys have put in.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Spencer.
Along those lines, Kevin, obviously with the injuries, you haven't gotten a chance to evaluate all these guys probably as fully as you wanted to. But Andrew did mention earlier in camp that keeping 4 is something you guys will consider. Is that something you think is still on the menu despite how some of these injuries sort of played out and derailed some of the evaluation?
Yeah, I think we'll let it play out as we get closer to the cut down. Those are all conversations that we are always having, but those are tough decisions. I'd like to keep everybody, but not realistic.
And then Amani Marshall in each of these preseason games, he had the really nice block on the one touchdown pass to Shador. Obviously had the touchdown yesterday. He's really flashed, it seems like, in some of these moments. Just how have you sort of seen him grow and develop throughout this camp?
Yeah, Amani's done a very, very good job for us. Smart, dependable, runs hard, has some position flex for us. So excited about his development.
Thanks.
All right, next we'll go to Kelsey.
Kevin, continuing with the run game, what did you see from Pierre yesterday? And you had that 54-yard gain, but overall, just his growth in the run game, what did you see from him yesterday specifically?
Yeah, obviously good to get Pierre out there coming off of his injury. But I thought the run game, there were good moments for us up front. A couple times we were mis-ID'd and had unblocked guys in the hole. When we blocked it clean, and then you saw Pierre and certainly the other guys put their foot in the ground and were able to make some yards. But that's, the run game really does take all 11. And I think you saw that at times when it was good. We had receivers blocking safeties, getting us in and out of the right plays. So it's just so important that everybody's on the same page in the run game.
All right, next we'll go back to Scott.
Hey, Kevin, I don't think you got asked about it yesterday. Is Dustin Hopkins your guy for week 1, or is that still to be determined?
Yeah, I think week 1 is coming soon enough, but all of our guys are doing a great job. Dustin's doing a great job. Excited for Andre to make those kicks in that game, but we'll save week 1 for week 1.
I mean, was there I'm sure there was a reason. Why did you decide to have Dustin kick early and then go to Andre yesterday?
That was always the plan. Want to give Andre a good shot at some live game reps.
Thanks.
All right, back to Tony.
Two other questions about the kicking operation. First off, was it a snap that was the problem, or a hold on that PAT?
Yeah, the snap wasn't where we needed to be.
And second of all, it seems in both games so far, there have been PATs that look to be no good, but they called them good, so it doesn't matter on the scoreboard. But seeing those on video, are you a little concerned? That looks like 3 PAT misses actually in 2 games.
Yeah, I can only go off whether they call it good or not good, Tony, but I'm very pleased with the work that these guys are getting in both in practice and in the games.
Okay.
All right, we're going to Mary Kay.
Yeah, Kevin, I don't know if you can answer this or not, but would you say that both of the route runners on that levels concept that turned into the pick 6, did both of them kind of run the wrong route?
I'm going to protect the identities, Mary Kay, but we did not do what we were supposed to do on that play, and we will get that coached up. That's like I mentioned to you guys yesterday, you really should never have an interception on a play like that. It should be a safe throwaway run, but we have to do a better job of coaching that and executing that.
Thank you.
Last one from Cam.
Yeah, but I know Alex Wright, Julian Aquara, Joe Tryon, Shoyinka, they've made plays on that edge. Isaiah McGuire in that room too. What else do you need to see from that group in these last practices, that final preseason game, as you shape out that starting role opposite of Miles?
Just continue on the path, Cam. I've been really, really pleased with the effort of those guys, really pleased with the development of those guys. Like we talked about, you want to keep everybody. I want to have a 90-man roster, but you can't. So those are tough decisions to make, but that's a really, really competitive group.
Does it feel like a situation that you could go through that rotation like maybe in the past, or are you guys looking more towards having, a solid starter specifically in that position?
Yeah, I think depth is so important, and it's the name of the game in a lot of ways. And I've mentioned you guys before, the way we play defensively, we do waive our defensive line. So it's really important that those guys that go in with our second group, that there's no drop off, and they're fresh. But the guys like you mentioned are giving us some very, very good real reps, both in practice